Alright, we're back for game 3. I'm gonna pass out midway.
Big yawn.
Well, yeah, I gotta get the oxygen. We have had this stream live for like 8 hours and 20 minutes.
9 hours. We didn't record the first game, man.
Damn, I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss that for
So
my
we've
portfolio,
been-
man. That's unfortunate.
We didn't record the first game. My bad. I think it's still recorded on Twitch though. Actually,
Grab the VOD and just cut
this is just
out
local.
the first part.
Yeah.
It's a local save, so it is what it is. It'd be nice if we spliced it into individual games, because then you like sift through all the downtime if you're going
Yeah,
back.
that's probably true.
It wouldn't take too long either. It's one of the
hindsight.
easier things to do in editing. You just kind of go till you see like a draft window, and then you cut everything before that.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I could probably do it myself. No one else could, so I mean, send it my way.
No one else.
I'll send the video files back somehow. I don't know what I have that can send that big of files though. Maybe
Drive.
not.
What's like the biggest one?
Google Drive.
Or
Well, Google Drive has a 100
something
gigabyte
box.
limit, so I could probably. But Dropbox, I think as well.
Dropbox,
But
yeah,
I have to go
Dropbox.
dig up my Dropbox. And,
Dropbox, you could send like
Discord,
20
let me
megs.
send 100 gigabyte files, please. In DMs, and then like it expires after like a day, so you don't lose storage space.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, man.
Come on, I've paid for Nitro for years, please. We'll see the Jinx Zeri handshake though, as well. I was talking about in the last draft actually. That's something that you can see a lot. It's because you get one pretty hard scaling ADC, but you give it for the other really hard scaling ADC, and we will see
Ooh,
the
they take away
Vi
the
pick,
Vi.
so that brothers don't have the Vi to deal with. But Nautilus is still open.
Nico's open too.
Nico as well. We're surprised to see the Nautilus be picked up here. I feel like they wouldn't have wanted to prioritize probably the Nautilus, because I feel like Vi is not as popular on No Ganks or Botlane for their draft so far.
Dead again.
Oh, but we see the Zed coming out. They seem a little more confident. They have the Aurelia ban. They see 2 picks. They know there's some squishies that Zed can pop now. So they're like, okay, I'll run back to Zed. I have no fear with it. And also the Yasuo is gone now. You're like, yep, that Yasuo, hands diffed me on a Kali. Don't want to fight that guy again. We're just seeing a lot of respect of like, hey, like they're just better at these champions. Like there's a lot of just like respect bans in finals. Not really like this saves their comp ban. It's nope, just they're too good at that character. We'll see the Kali Zed matchup. I think it's like the 2 most popular mid laners over like the long span of league time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Ahri is the most popular champ overall, and then Zed is one of the like most banned, most main characters in the mid lane.
Gotta see a Nico ban here for sure, right? Have to see a Nico ban.
That Nico's open, and it could be played in support or jungle. We see the Nico, there it is. They're like, yep, those ults were just too good. We can't count minions, we can't count wards.
Now imagine we see Nautilus ban too, right?
I would expect the Nautilus, because that is their best Zeri answer at the moment.
Yeah.
They have a really good pick to get on this Jinx. It's either you ban things that peel this Jinx, or you ban things that
Yeah.
will shut down the Zeri. But yeah, it looks like there's not really any good lockdown for Zeri. They might look at the Alistar again. They might look at some more peel. Honestly, I wouldn't hate the idea of a Kench if they pick another assassin here. I think a Kench support could honestly be really good here. Because that Devour as an answer to the Vi ult could be a really, really useful tool. As well as then like Ahri can't get the follow up, and then Jinx can come out and start playing, guns blazing into these team fights.
I think you're right. I think Kench is actually really good here. I agree. Well, Gangplank.
We could also see Emilio though, because they didn't ban Emilio this time, surprisingly. I think they're like, yeah, take Emilio, or we'll,
Buy our RE dash into it and just explode him.
I think the Emilio just gives Jinx, with the rockets in the late game, that range is insane, plus the damage amp on those things, and the peel and the healing and the shielding. Late game Emilio shielding is insane. Like, I swear that character just keeps people up, like, non-stop. The Lilia coming out, they're like, alright, well, you have this Vi to lock down Jinx, but what if you added a second thing you have to lock down? So now you have to choose. I think that's what they're going for with this draft. I do feel like the Gangplank might be a little annoying. There could be some, cheese barrels that kind of close out the game later on. And you can do the... I hear them talking about picking Thresh potentially, but I know if I shut it back at the Milio, I think Milio is a good idea. But it looks like it's going to be the Thresh. So it's going to be, CC stacked after the Vi goes in, but if, if Ahri and Zeri are able to get onto this Jinx after the engage, it's going to draft, and that is a lot of engage on this Jinx. But there is
into a Thresh.
they did pivot the draft a bit to spread their damage out a little more. They have Zed Lilia, they have a bit more damage spread, a bit more on these carries. Now that if you do this lockdown on Jinx, Lilia's gonna cut you out. If you use the lockdown on Lilia, Jinx is gonna cut you out. So you have to kind of play for both. So honestly, I think this draft is more even than for both teams this time around. We did see that, Fish is just really comfortable on the Scion, even in the harder matchups. So we'll maybe see if this is what it takes to win these games. But we will once again wait our 3 minutes until we're in the game.
Let's take a big yawn. Relax a little bit. One's for all the marbles, so. Ooh.
Do we have marbles to give if they win?
Well, yeah, I could probably find some.
I'm gonna start doing that. Just grabbing a small jar of marbles every time someone wins. Like, here's all the marbles.
Yeah, and just throw it at them.
Like, bring it back next. Bring it back to next tournament because we're gonna keep adding a jar every time, and each winning team's just gonna get all the jars.
I'll be like Oprah with the marbles. You get a marble, and you get a marble.
To be fair, buying everyone one marble is pretty doable.
Everyone gets a no, it's marbles though, right? So
but it's like how many marbles constitutes marbles? Is it just 2? Do I just have to give them 2? Or do I have to give them a whole a handful, mouthful, jarful?
Mouthful.
The videos about putting the marbles in the mouth.
In your mouth, yeah.
There's a Key and Peele skit on that
we
one.
give them like Orbeez.
It's those like Dots ice cream.
Yeah.
They look so good, but they taste so bad. Genuinely.
They're not bad. They're just really disappointing because they're like, you always think there's more to it than there really is. Like you'll see something that's like,
they feel very they're very
the
aerated.
Cup that's big, right? It'll be like a cup big, and you'll be like, that's a cup full of ice cream, and it's like, nah, it's half a cup of ice cream.
Yeah, it's very aerated.
Yeah.
Those Dots. I don't know. Their flavor just felt not the best. Maybe it's because it isn't exactly ice cream, so I expect the ice cream taste, but it's like, eh.
I think the whole appeal is just the look of it because it looks cool. You're like,
I got these
ice cream in balls.
I was in Florida in early January at Disney, and we got the bubble waffles, which are like ice cream.
Bubble waffles. What are bubble waffles?
It's like a waffle cone stuff, but it was like a Pluto themed one, like the Disney characters. So.
Like the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so it had the waffle in there. It had like little shaped things in there that were pretty good. And it was a peanut butter flavor, so it was pretty good.
A peanut butter flavored.
They had Pocky in it too.
What?
Surprisingly, they had Pocky put in the ice cream. What? It was interesting.
It's all part of the weebification of America.
Ooh, and then we want to get a little bit to the 21 conversation. I tried some chocolate nigiri there. It tastes terrible. Don't recommend. Did not finish that bottle. I was there and I was like, wait, I'm with my family and I'm actually old enough to try this stuff. I'll get something. And then I was like, I regret it because it was the.
Hey, man.
Was it Universal where they have all the countries that you can walk around like mini countries? Because I was with my cousins, they're all big weebs. We spent most of the time in Japan. They had a really cool gift shop. I bought a bunch of Japanese snacks. And I got Studio Ghibli souvenirs for my roommates.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a cool place. It's the only place I spent my own money at. So I'm not a big Disney fan personally. So.
Yeah, you better stop, man. Disney's gonna copyright strike. They're gonna come after you. Copyright strike.
They already own my home probably, so it doesn't matter. It's only a matter of time.
Disney's hearing you talking trash and like, yo, that's not cool.
So, it'd be really funny if we abandoned our post and told the TO about he's casting solo, I think it'd be pretty.
Yo, Alex.
Yeah, Alex, we gotta go. Both of us had family emergencies at the same time.
Oh, yeah?
So actually, believe it or not, his dad crashed into my mom's car, and, ooh. Uh-oh. They were coming to support us at this event.
Yeah, for the last 30 minutes. If only.
Dude, I gotta do this again on Saturday.
Next Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so tired.
It's gonna be shorter though, right? Like, it's gotta be shorter.
It's only semis and finals,
So yeah, I think you'll be fine.
but I'm the
Are
only
they both
I'm
best
the
of
only
fives?
caster doing all the games. Well, the schedule says I'm doing it from like 2 to 10, so 8 hours.
So that sounds like best of fives.
Yeah. But at least it's covered my home, so during down moments I can go like
No, it's probably best of threes, or like, yeah, it's probably best of threes.
it's probably 3s and 5, I assume. But it is a collegiate tournament, something that we have had some interactions with. But I sent them my resume in their Survey Monkey thing they had, and I guess I was just picks, man. That's all I gotta say. A little
Just
bit of
that
ego.
good, I guess.
I gotta say,
Bit of an ego.
narcissism helps you in the comedy and casting careers. I gotta say, you like the sound of your own voice? You can yap all you want. I heard my voice a lot, and I started to not hate it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's because I always would try to edit things of my own, or I'd go through clips and
Yeah,
it's just
so you
I
hear the playback of
I hear it
yourself?
enough and I'm like, I don't hate it. It's yeah, I understand, it's not those nice crisp, deep, smooth, buttery voices, but I think it's unique. I've got flavor, I've got personality to it. What do you think about these skin choices here?
I think Special Forces Gangplank is the best Gangplank skin.
Pretty solid take.
We got Muka Alistair. That's an S tier skin.
Yeah, no, that's if you play Alistar, there's no other skin on the character.
No.
Unless you own Black Alistar, then I can understand.
Yeah, OG. Yeah.
But you're really only doing that to flex that you have it, not that it's good. I swear I never see this Jinx skin.
the Jinx.
The Cafe Cuties Jinx.
Okay.
I personally myself, I'm a big fan of Zombie Slayer and the Battle Cat one. I think those ones are pretty good.
Is this just default Scion?
It is not default Scion.
What Scion is this?
It is not default Scion.
Why outside?
I don't play Scion enough.
He doesn't look Noxian enough for default.
I don't think I've ever seen Primal Ambush Vi.
That's his skin?
Apparently.
Is that new?
I don't know. I've never seen it before.
Huh.
I don't think I've seen a Vi in solo queue in that long though, really.
There was I think it was an art relating to game art major that I knew, talked to a bit online, and they for a project were designing League skin lines, and it was kind of interesting to see the ideas. And I think they went with a doves versus ravens kind of look, and it was kind of interesting.
Doves versus Ravens?
Yeah, white birds versus dark birds.
Yeah.
And Kane was an immediate choice for ideas like that because those contrasting sides. Kane's the easiest skin to throw in.
Should have been Swain.
But yeah, Swain would have been a good choice for it.
But already it has Ravens. So
Yeah.
maybe, half of his skin is
That's why
just,
you make him the
normal
doves.
Skin. Oh, level 2 gank.
Oh, we see the level 2 gank coming from the Vi, looking to immediately get the Zeri head and shut this Jinx down.
Oh.
The Zeri auto comes
she
out,
flashed.
kicking off the Jinx. That's a level 1 death. Flash and cleanse coming out. Very awkward to see.
I forgot to change this.
Oh, we do have the wrong sides going on. But we'd now be looking back at the top mid. We see Vi running straight towards mid. Are they looking to gank again or just looking to get their top side cleared? Lilia does look like she's taking the invade angle, but Ari is looking to cover. We see Zeri crashing in Thresh just very low under this turret, while Jinx is just getting back to lane. She's down 12 CS, a little bit caught out of turret, so you can catch up a tiny bit, but I think she does lose 9 CS in total, both XP and gold, which is very devastating to have in the early game. She's going to be playing very far from behind this game. But that's one of the reasons why you want to, try to get early wards in the enemy jungles. You want to figure out where they're pathing so you know how you want to play the lane. See how good Jinx is. We see the Scion, once again, doing pretty well in the lane. Just contest these laners and just get the push in.
Yeah, this has been Redfish.
They're gonna queue in. I think nope, they don't even tank the barrel. Gank a little early on it. We'll get the trade. Scion honestly could Psycho dive that if they were brave enough, and Gank would lose that entire wave. I know I've lost some games being, I could solo dive them here, but the jungle does show up, and Vi was in the area.
That's just limit testing.
And they see them 300 HP on a turret. I don't care if they have 10 seconds CC. I want to dive that. Then the set W incident happens. Oh, we do see Jinx getting engaged on by the McAllister. Exhaust does come out on the Zeri. Jinx is out of mana. She is cutting back. She will get her tempo stacked up a little slower than the Zeri. But the fight is ended. But Jinx is sitting no mana, needing to get a reset in this bot lane. Lilia is in the area, but there doesn't look like there's much of a gank angle to be had. She may need help pushing this wave. Sion may honestly be able to look for a solo dive here, even just straight autoing. I think, you know, when that passive kicks in, like, Gangplank's forced to give up so much of the wave. But Sion does take the reset. You know, Gangplank is forced up. He might have to be forced to TP out. Sion might TP back to hold him in lane, but I think Sion's just going to play the TP advantage and walk back to lane. And Gangplank will be forced to, you know, reset and TP back in his wave, giving Sion a TP advantage so that any future gank or solo pick won't really be favorable for this Gangplank. And Sion will be able to maybe TP on the map and do some kind of Psycho Roam as well if he gets the shove again. And we do see a short trade in the mid lane. We go back to bot lane. Looks like they're trying to get a little bit of a freeze, or they're just going to tank the wave and clear it anyway. Maybe we're just trying to make the lane a little easier to farm for Zeri.
Yeah, I think they both just kind of want to reset here, maybe.
Zeri is trying to push the next wave while Alistar takes a reset. I think Alistar's trying to move on the map for these grubs. Lilia's already on them, so they might show up kind of empty-handed this game. Lilia does have a pretty fast Guppies clear with her ability to hit all three and also just kind of one-shot all those mini ones that spawn, and she heals quite a bit for doing it. She's already taken one. Moving on the second, I think they realize that Lilia's already on the tempo for this, seeing that she's not on the dragon. They're instead playing for this dragon and giving these Guppies over to the Lilia. We do see Sion getting quite a bit of damage off on this Gangplank and kind of keeping the shove up pretty well, but Gangplank also isn't against that because he can farm with his Q, farm with his barrels, and get up, but he is down TP. Sion is up his TP, and you know, that mana bar is running low. Gangplank's mana is his health. Give him the oranges.
I'm surprised we're not seeing a little bit more top focus here from No Ganks Botlane. Try and dive this this Gangplank.
I heard a player from No Ganks Botlane go broke their nutsack, so Cherry Creek High School players and alumni, everyone. So I was told. The crowd is going crazy.
Oh yeah, yep, I hear people cheering out there.
Mass turnout, you know, everyone in the chat should have been here. Just saying.
People on the right going, no Ganks Bot, no Ganks Bot.
Oh, the other side giving them death stares. It must be the
for
Brothers
life.
fans. Yeah, so they got a sign on their chest. They've got the letters spelled out, twirling their shirts. It's really just wild out there. Really missing the experience by not being here. Oh, we will see a scrap going on. The Vi does get onto the Lilia, but the Thresh is getting out. But Alistar does chase for the kill. He might actually chase down the Thresh as well. Ari is coming to the bot lane. But we got to check on the Sion Q real quick. It's very important.
Very important. Nobody died bot lane else, so...
Yeah, nothing happened bot lane.
Yeah.
The play was over. Another Q coming out. Just all these Qs landing from Fish, but it feels like Gangplank just keeps healing everything back. Like, man, you get all this work and all this poke when the Gangplank's just like... Oh, vitamin C. Keep me up. All I need. Barrel. Barrel. No quarter. Yeah, no, it just looks like we're waiting for the next timers. It seems we have lost the spectate tool. No longer wants to show us how long it is for Baron and Dragon.
Yeah, it kind of died. Don't worry. Hold on. We got this. Maybe. Oh. Okay, we got one of them.
Interesting.
Alright, we got one of them.
Oh, we got Baron in 1140.
What else you want from us?
Say. There'll be a dragon up eventually.
Yeah. At some point, you'll see the indicator in the bottom right. So you know.
I should have been written down notes. Just
Well,
when
we
drags
could do this, right?
Oh. Oh, we do get level 6 on the Alistar.
Oh.
We see the Vital going on the Zed, but Ari is not in range to follow up. The ult comes out.
There's the
Does get the poke on the.
Oh.
Ooh, outplays the Vi. She took the third shot and Zed just capitalized that immediately. This is the stuff that we Homesay Young probably wanted to do in the first game, but that Aurelia was just too much for them. But now, you know, they're in a matchup they can play. Starting to get some outplays with this character, showing that yes, Zed was worth it in the end. Just maybe not a first pick. You see Sion losing that barrel fight, but does get a Q off. E-poke needs the gangplank. Ooh, no, that auto was actually cancelled.
Got timers back. We don't know which dragon it is, but we got timers back.
Thank you, League Client, for giving us back the timers.
It decided to work.
The Invisible Drake once again in play. Remember, if you get that Drake, you get 25% opacity on your character removed.
I think it's just old Chemtech Drake, actually.
The camouflage zones.
Yeah, it's Invisible Drake.
I don't like what they changed Infernal Drake's environment to. I don't like the bar charms.
No?
It feels like you just like RNG, like getting a free escape with the move speed sometimes. But yeah, we will see 6 grubs falling to the Lilia, unless Vi goes for the Smite Steal, but I think they're not opting for it. Vi is picked out. We see Sai getting the kill and resets going on to Jinx, but there's no fight continued. But that should be 6 grubs over to the Lilia. Which means Sion can kind of do more of an inting split push game in this game, I feel. He can just, you know, milk these turrets a lot more for their gold and damage. And as well as just, if they ever win a team fight, Jinx it excited, plus those grubs are just going to melt through turrets after a successful fight in any lane. We see some, you know, small trades coming out from the RE and Zed in the mid lane.
Ooh, that Zed Eclipse is starting to hurt.
I'll say, you know, that Spirit Blossom skin line in the RE, very aesthetically pleasing skin line. Most of the champions in it, even though, like, honestly, none of the champions I play got any skins in that skin line, but it's a pretty skin line. You see, you know, a full combo going out from the Sion, running down, you know, that Bombi Sinners, the procs, the autos, the red buff slow, the Q. Gangplank is forced to flash, does have TP, can back on this and collect wave again. We'll see Jinx getting off these autos on the Alistar. Alistar is pretty tanky with that ult. Vi dashing in on the Thresh, can't quite hit anyone, but Zeri is fully built tempo. Ult coming out onto the Lilia, but Jinx will get a reset here, and we'll start running down, can grab the Alistar. Alistar taking a lot of autos. Just insanely tanky, actually. Alistar is not going down, but that's once again another reset. I believe that's 2 resets on the Jinx, unless the first one fell off. It's a lethal tempo versus lethal tempo fight. They're both too scared to keep going in hard, and I think the play just ends there. Alright, 2 low mana to look for an engage. Zeri and Jinx both lethal tempo speed up, but they both are like, let's just go play the wave.
Don't want to coin flip it, you know?
Yeah, a little too dicey. A little too dicey for both of them. Don't have the confidence. If this was LPL, that would have been a fight.
LPL.
We LPL those. We do see gold's actually like spot on even. And I honestly lost count of the drags on which has fallen to what. Believe brothers have 1, and that's all that's been taken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure brothers are the only ones that have taken a drag.
And then it's 6 guppies in favor of no Ganks Botlane. And guppies are only really useful once you start hitting turrets. So if you can never hit a turret, they're honestly a useless buff to get. We do see Alistar getting the engage on the Lilia, but there is no follow-up. So it's kind of just a little bit of damage traded back and forth. Not much happening. Not much excitement. But we do see Sion, you know, level lead, pushing into this turret, getting those plates. 4 plates over to Sion, and 5 still up for Gangplank to try to take, but it looks like Sion just has his perma push onto this Gangplank. Gangplank does not have the crit scaling yet, does not have the damage on his barrels, does not have the levels, or I think he just not got levels, but we see Vi flashing on, hitting the Lilia. Lilia going for the triple sleep, getting it off, going in for more damage, wakes up the Vi with an auto, Jinx Rocket doing some more damage. They are chipped out pretty hard after that fight. A little bit of a frame loss on stream there too for that.
We've been getting frame loss all day.
I just haven't noticed it. But I do think that, they can't get the drag off of that fight, even though Lilia was picked out. They're just a little too low for it. We do see the Thresh going a little wide, but the root does come out the Jinx. The Alistar is low, but they aren't able to pick. We also aren't able to get quite the engagement. We see Sion, more important. Sion's 1v1ing the Gangplank right now. Sion flashing. They know Gangplank doesn't have flash. The orange comes out, can't quite finish him off. That heal was just a little unlucky. But Sion probably can set up for a dive here real soon. That is the 4th wave going over and a demolish. I think next wave crash will spell the end of that turret. Sounds like we have another pop-off coming in the background. Yeah, we see first turret falling to the Sion. Just kept this Gangplank held under and just sieging his turret all game. Misses the slow. Gangplank's running for his life. He comes out, doesn't finish off, but does proc out that first strike. We see Zed in the area, maybe looking to scoop this Gangplank under his turret.
Yep.
I think he actually might get him here.
Gangplank.
Oh, the ulti comes out. There it is, and that's the combo. Ari is not here in time to punch the Zed, and that is a free kill over to the Zed, knowing, hey, Gangplank's gonna be hiding somewhere over here. Let's get him. We will see, I believe, Rift Herald. So all the topside objectives going over to No Ganks Botlane right now. They really just want to play off this kind of a turret snowball at this point. As they have secured a 1 point... they've almost secured a little shy of a 2k gold lead, actually. And if they can use that Rift Herald, I think they will get an even bigger gold lead. In exchange for, getting 2 drags over 2 brothers. Ooh, I looked away and thought I saw a Jinx Rocket Seal in the corner of my eye, but I was wrong. Then going for some more Qs in the bush cheese. We just see that, just how much damage it does to Gangplank. Gangplank just kind of dies for just standing right next to Sion, no matter what they hit. So see, Jinx has kind of swung back into this game. That start was kind of brutal, but she's able to, she's caught up pretty decently in CS. She's only really behind that beginning amount that she lost. See, Thresh Hook coming out, the trap's coming out, doesn't quite land on the Alistar.
Nice little poke.
But a little bit of poke onto the cow.
Oh.
Sion just contesting these barrels, gets the stun and knock up on the Gangplank. Gangplank running for his life, gonna get the barrel, gonna get the speed. Eats the orange, but doesn't get to cleanse the stun. It's another flash out. We saw this the last time Sion pressed R on Gangplank. We see Vi diving to Zed under turret. Ooh, but we see the ult again. We've seen this before. Ooh, the Vi goes down once again. Stop pressing R into that turret. It has not been working. And we see an all-in bot lane at the same time as well. All 3 lanes decided they wanted to fight right now. Thresh landing the hook on the Zeri. Jinx getting the autos off. It's a lot of damage coming out. The ult coming out. One more auto should do the trick. That's excited for Jinx. They're going to grab the Alistar. Alistar tries to knock her away, but that's a double kill over to the Jinx. That should be bot tier 1 falling over. 2 No Ganks bot lane. Well, we did see that Zed did die from that Vi gank, and Ari is going to hit that mid turret, but there's going to be a lot more falling over to No Ganks bot lane. A lot more gold swing. We now see a 3k gold gap going over to this bot lane. Rift Hook going to tier 2. They might actually secure the tier 2 as well. That'll be a lot of more gold over to this Vi and Jinx with that. But Vi is in the area, may look to execute this Rift. She does smite it, but the wave is coming in. It is low. Jinx will get excited. They will have to back off. They're looking to fight.
Here comes TP.
They go for the engagement, but the hook goes. There's a TP coming in from behind. There is going to be flank. They need to look for something to fight. Jinx gets the lantern. But Ari is there to answer. There is a barrel. It connects with the Jinx. Ari ults, and the Jinx does fall. That's resets for them. Zed is caught out. Ari flashing over wall, and then still using R. Lilia getting the pick on the Alistar. Sion just being the tankiest person in the world. Gets 2 kills. Lilia playing on the Zeri 1v1ing. It seems like a 2v3. Are they going to win it? Sion's is playing. She'll be up in time to save his life. No, but his passive is up. Let's see if they can get anything else off this play. It looks like, no, it is a dead play. Sion plays the wave. Lilia leaves. That's 4 for 2. But, however, honestly, they don't lose much for doing it outside of a little bit of a shutdown. They did just get that turret off on Jinx. We see a 3k gold lead still in this game after that play.
Jeez.
So, this is still in No Ganks bot lane. And honestly, I think Jinx is a little bit more of the scarier skiller than over Zeri, in my opinion. Because that damage starts to tear through people. If you can't lock her down, she just starts to melt through people. Zeri does a similar thing, and there is a lack of lockdown on No Ganks bot lane side, but I mean, if Jinx is able to, get these autos off on Zeri, Zeri will just disappear. She gets outranged, she'll get out damaged, and she will disappear. And any excited stack goes off, and Jinx is just gonna start, autoing and running so fast that no one can do anything about it. He said, looking for the engage. Ooh, that first combo doing half health of Gangplank already. The orange umbrella comes out, the R comes out to secure, dodge the Q. That's a solo pick with the Zed. That damage is insane, and Profane Hydra Eclipse just does so much extra damage off those two items alone.
Profane is so
it feels
busted
so illegal.
Yeah.
Such a good item that I'm building every game on both of my mains, and they're not even assassins. We will see that, both tier 2s are in the side lanes, but all the mid turrets are up. So we're going to see some attention shifted from a No Ganks bot lane to this mid lane, as well as this third dragon's coming up. I feel like they're going to want to contest this one. It is Mountain Soul. If you get 4 Mountain Drakes on a Scion and a Jinx, it's going to be really, really hard to pick anyone out. And Sion's just going to be so beefy with all that bonus armor and magic resist, as well as that shield on top of it. They've already got control of the Scuttle, getting control of this bot side, wards all over the place, and control of the mid wave. It's going to be really, really hard for Brothers to find footing in this game. After how strong they took over the first game, we're just seeing that, this Cherry Creek just knows how to play around each other, and some of their parts are just really strong. We see the engage on the Lily. The Lily's caught out, but there's no engage left for the Jinx. Jinx is cutting backwards. Hook lands on the Vi from the Thresh. But Zeri is hitting autos, but Jinx is getting some free autos on the Zeri. That is a pick that is excited on Jinx.
Wow.
Vi is going to fall. They're running for their lives. They're running back towards her. Ult comes out. The cow dies. They're diving for the Ahri. Ahri goes to try to get some damage out, but Jinx makes it out of the turret before she dies. That's a free dragon over them. Could also be a Baron. But it looks like they're going to answer the Gangplank and grab these mid turrets and open up the map completely in favor of No Ganks bot lane. As we hear some more pop-offs from No Ganks bot lane behind us. I am locked in, leaning forward watching this game. I'm ready to see how this goes. Will we see a throw of the century, or will we see this game locked out and taken by this 5k gold lead that No Ganks bot lane has secured? The Alistar engaging the Scion, but the Scion is just so beefy. He's finally picked up a Heartsteel, getting first 31 stacks, but Zed once again 1v1 in the Gangplank. And just disappears, man. Gangplank builds no armor items, just full damage, and that Zed just kind of can abuse that fact. We'll see Redfish slowly dying to all 3 of them, as he still has to collect mid-wave, but, slow and painful death. Only got 2 Heartsteel stacks, but also, wasted just a lot of time from 3 of those members to take him out in the mid lane. As we see that mid lane tier 2, pretty low health. I think they get a push with Jinx. That's a guaranteed excited reset for doing that. Fresh hook, barely missing the Zeri. But Jinx getting very close to that Infinity Edge power spike. When she gets that third item, her damage is going to go up an insane amount, as well as she's going to be critting every 60% of the time. That's every 3 out of 5 autos. A very disgusting amount. And then after that, she can start getting Pen to start, tearing through this Alistar, making it so that there's not really anyone that can tank this Jinx. They snipe the tier 2 turret, extra gold over the Jinx. That should be the Infinity Edge, just off that.
Here comes TP,
but she is walking face first into the Vi and Ahri. It's going to be very dangerous for her. The charm does land on the Jinx. She does get picked out. Unlucky. You hate to see it. That might be a Baron angle for Brothers if the remaining 4 cannot contest this. But we do see the Threshold coming out. We do see Lily on the side. Zed as well looking over the wall. They can't quite get anything, but their presence maybe a little bit. If Sion can get the push into this bot lane, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll have some issues trying to go for this Baron with a steel threat in play, as well as Zed when those Baron shred resistances do come in. And Ahri does not have an ult to play around anymore at this current moment. But Thresh is caught alone by the Alistar and Ahri, hit by the charm, about to be stunned by the Alistar E. Is hit out. That should be that for the true damage of the Q. Does dodge the Q with the hook, but still falls. Now Sion is caught out by the thing, but he gets a double knock with it. Lilia gets her sleep off. Gets 2 of them. Zonius does come out from the Ahri, but Zed comes in, gets the flank. Oh my god, the 3v5 is going off. We'll see Zed gets another pick, 3 picks onto the Zed. Syapasa coming out. Zeri can't lock down the Zed, and then Syapasa gets another kill. Holy, the 3v5, they pulled it out. What a good use of the Sion and Lily ult there. I mean, the Zed just playing cleanup with no HP the entire fight. Jinx back on map. While everyone else is dead, can push any wave she wants, get some farm. No Infinity Edge in her pocket quite yet, but after collecting a few minions, she should have enough gold to buy this item, get her 3rd item power spike, and start to, be just such a menace in this game as she takes these Raptors and waits for respawns from both the Lilia and the Sion. What a very good fight after that Jinx getting picked out. having that damage threat and, just that Zed game, not fighting Aurelia, they're able to do it. You get that Aurelia out of the game and you see, seems like Home Say Young just is way more comfortable in what their characters are into these other matchups. That also proves scary, but even then, their pocket Zed just as scary. And there's no Aurelia in the picture, they don't have to worry.
Woo! Oh my fucking sweet thing got it. It did not.
We'll see a collapse looking kind of on the Zed in the top lane. So you see Sion starting to push back out into the bot and Jinx coming back on map with that Infinity Edge in her pocket. See like a little scrap might be going over this red buff, but Alistar looking for the Hex Flash. Can't quite secure anything. And we'll see Sion finally getting into the bot lane. It's going to start getting some split pressure in that bot side with those 6 guppies. And Gangplank will kind of be jailed in this lane once again. Gangplank does have TP, but Sion does not, so Gangplank does have a little more roam freedom if he can get any kind of shove in this lane. But as we've seen from this game so far, Sion just has perma-shove over. He has 3 tank items in his pocket, Heartsteel, Sunfire, and Kinnick Rukern, with 2 of 7 stacks on said Heartsteel. 2 items on almost every member except the support, at least on the favor of No Ganks Botlane. And pretty similar as well, but we don't see that on the Vi quite yet. Vi's a little behind this game. Probably from the farm difference that Lilia has, as well as any shutdowns that were secured. See Vi going on the Zed. R does come out on the Zed. The R comes out, tries to answer, escapes. Really just showing that you can R the Zed, but he just has so much escape afterwards. You can't really get what you want. And now you don't have that as an answer for engaging on those Jinx in the next fight. Kind of feels like they concede the ult and they might have to just concede Dragon or even Baron off that play because now they don't have an answer to lock down this Jinx.
We have TP.
Yeah, backs come in. Looks like they're probably gonna have to give this Drake here.
It really stinks when you were stacking Dragons the whole time, but now you're gonna be handing over Drake, Mountain Drake after Mountain Drake over to a Jinx and a Scion. It's just really hard because
Gangplank.
Oh, Gangplank caught out by the Scion, level down. Scion gets the Heartsteel proc, 1/4 HP down. Jinx is here, and her W does 1/4 HP and just immediately deletes him. Once again, Gangplank, no resistances, just crit damage, but he cannot get these barrels to do anything this game. That'll be a free Drake over to No Ganks bot lane. I think that is 2 Mountain Drakes over No Ganks bot lane. That's going to be some free resistances stacked so much. Jinx just becomes so hard to kill when she gets 4 of these. And Scion as well, just extra resistances stacked on. Just gets an additional 20 MR from each and armor from each one of those. We'll see a bit of posturing in the topside jungle as these jungle camps are stolen by No Ganks bot lane and maybe looking for his Baron. We see the Alistar knockup going on the Lilia, but there's no follow-up by looking over the wall, but doesn't quite have the angle or the follow-up if she goes in now. They are fighting with this 4k gold deficit in this fight. RH Charm misses the Thresh as they try to contest this bush for vision, so they have some entrance into this jungle. As Lilia is contesting the topside entrance and Zed is getting pushed in the top lane. Dashuk barely misses the Vi. We see Jinx, Scion, and Zed pushing in all 3 waves. Even if brothers can get something here, I don't think they can secure much off of it just because they have no pressure in any lane. Jinx is opting for a reset. Does she have a decent buy to get right now? Maybe she has a bit of her pen component for her LDR to grab here. No, she grabs another BF sword. Maybe she's opting to get a Bloodthirster this game. Interesting. Or even a Stormrazor. You'll have to see what they're looking at. But the Vi flash engages on the Zed. The ult comes out right after he blinks. He's able to dash away. Because of the R, I think the RA Charm just now gets thrown. Zed is picked down. A 500 gold shutdown. That's 800 gold over to the Vi. And now Alistar pushing out the Thresh. Jinx just getting back on map. And Sion's still pushing the bot lane. They can't really secure anything off that Zed, but they did get some gold back for the Vi, so maybe she gets some more damage. Maybe be able to, pick out this Jinx a little easier, get that shot on her, and get her picked out when they go for that engage. But Zed is coming back in 30 seconds. He has TP up. And they are once again contesting this jungle for space. Sion just permanently pushing this Gangplank. Gangplank cannot do anything to this man. There's just so much shielding in his health bar. That W and E just poking him out.
Still definitely seems like No Ganks bot lane's game to lose.
It honestly is a hard game to throw, I feel. Like,
think so
you have
too,
to
honestly.
really just misstep as Jinx to lose this game. Because, even with, these deaths, it's not losing much tempo for against bot lane. Just unfortunate because it lets them do a little less as early, but it's also, they don't have any kind of rush for it. And they, Sion will get some free scaling on his W for killing all these waves. A little more damage on these turrets. They will eventually fall if he keeps bashing his head against them. And, Jinx will just get a few more items into her build to get more damage. But Zeri is only, like, 1,500 gold behind in her build.
Yeah. Almost there.
But that 1,500 could be a difference maker. And Jinx has a lot more damage to, due to the Zeri than she does to her, because Zeri opted for that LDR to help deal with this Lilia, this Thresh, and this Scion. Whereas Jinx is like, I can just do flat damage to anyone, and I'll cut through them quick enough anyway. You see Thresh getting engaged on by the Ahri and the Vi. You see the flow coming out, but that is a Vi R used to secure the Thresh. Very interesting decision to do there. Because once again, they're using all their, engage options to pick out someone that isn't this Jinx. So now any following fights might be a little difficult to execute on. And we still have Scion, eating bot camps, eating bot wave. Level 17 compared to this Gangplank at 16. Highest level in the game because he's been eating side lane after side lane. 258 farm with Jinx just ahead with 266. And honestly, brothers are getting these picks here and there, but they can't really secure anything off of them. And I think they actually might be looking at a Baron being started here between the Lily and the Jinx. Yeah, it's already at half health, but they are looking to contest it, and I think they might reset off of it, pulling that pressure from the Scion. It's like, hey, well, Scion's still fighting the Gangplank. We'll just back off this Baron when you guys try to look for it. And they're trying to force them to push into this Jinx versus pushing into them.
Gangplank finally starting to do some damage here.
Gangplank's starting to get that true damage and that crit damage. That pen through the armor is starting to do a lot. I don't think Redfish was ready for it and just kind of got picked out there. Kind of unfortunate. That's all their split pressure gone. This time we'll get a few more hits on that turret, but the Baus got that damage nerfed a long time ago. So using that passive won't do quite as much damage to those turrets anymore.
Bless, right?
Bowson's Law. Seeing it here.
You hate Fiora, I hate Scion.
Understandable. Dealing with proxies is always awkward to deal with.
Well, as a mid lane main too, I never get to really deal with it.
Well, you can roam to kill it, help
sure,
your top
yeah,
laner
but
out.
I mean... Oh, gauge on Lilia.
We engage on Lilia, we see Ahri ult and Vile coming out. Jinx is running away. She does get flanked by the Zeri. Flashes over the wall. Zed a reset. Zed is able to get the pick off and get out. But there's no one else up on the map quite so easily to take more of this fight. This drag should be going over to the brothers. A little bit of a swing in their favor. Brothers is not letting this fight go down. They actually have bounties across the board. Despite not really being ahead in gold.
Yeah, they're still
behind.
behind.
Very interesting to see.
Right.
But we do see Scion looking for the engage. The Moo Cow does eat the entire engage. That 5 level down, or sorry, 4 level down support still being the tanky front line into this man. See Archarm landing on Thresh, the knockup going off on Thresh. Is engaging the tank. Zed is looking for an angle to do something. Does get some poke. Scion is doing this burn damage. They don't have Zeri here to do damage to this Scion, so he's pretty tanky. And Zed can just kind of look to go for picks after they go for things. The Ariel comes off on. Zed's doing damage. Vi does have the hit on though, and the shield is doing a lot. And Ahri does catch him on the shadow return. Scion can't lock on anyone, but the Jinx ult is coming in. Is it going to snipe anyone? Ooh, don't think it hits anyone, actually. I think it went wide.
I think it
But they do have to back off, and I think this third Drake will actually fall to the Lilia and the Jinx, because now if they step up, Jinx might get some resets here. By going in, Lilia not be able to hit the Q, but we do see knockup coming from Jinx, trapping the TP from the Gangplank. Going for the damage, but Vi is looking on. Ooh, looks like they were a little caught out there. That was quite unfortunate. A little unlucky. Jinx was just kind of, separated from her team there, and that TP kind of made it very difficult to do anything because she felt compelled to do it. But I think she aimed to try to get the resets on that Zeri. She might have been able to, run out and get out of this sticky situation. I think the pressure's a little bit on for No Ganks Botlane, to be honest, right now. This could be anyone's game. We see a gold swing now in the favor of brothers while the shutdowns are still up. And the Baron is also going over to No Ganks Botlane. They can't really contest this one. That'll be an extra 1.5k gold over to No Ganks Botlane. But the Zed TP does come in, but there's nothing to grab off of it as they have to back off and let them reset.
And then we have a gold swing back to bros.
The Jinx did just acquire Guardian Angel though, but Zeri is now tied in items with this Jinx and also has control wards in her inventory, unlike the Jinx. Maybe we might be seeing a little bit of the cost of not getting pen on Jinx here, but then that GA will make it a lot easier for her not to get free picked out in these fights. And with how long Sion and Zed can stall in them, it may just be the tipping point, because if they get this pick on Jinx, they now have to deal with Zed and Sion collapsing on the area, and Jinx just gets to come back, get a reset, and maybe run down the fight. But I believe that is Soul Point in favor of Brothers, and only 2 Drakes over to No Ganks Botlane. So Soul's not quite an option for No Ganks Botlane quite yet, but we will see that being contested in a couple minutes.
Look for another
See the Alistar engaging on the Thresh. Thresh does just kind of disappear. He has so much natural armor, but he just is not tanky enough to deal with these engages. And Brothers just kind of can free pick on them. Jinx left solo under this turret while they're just sieging with this Baron. They're like, hey, you guys aren't allowed to split push. We're going to end the game if you keep splitting. So we see Sion and Zed looking for this collapse. Jinx backing up, trying to clear the wave, but Alistar just stepping up so far, looking to get some kind of engage. Sion ulting in from behind. Alistar eating it, but he does get the Q up on the Ahri. Jinx is done by the Gangplank ult, but we do see Jazzy coming out on the Vi and the Zeri. Zed one-shots the Zeri. You see Jinx running in. This is going to be a lot of resets going off. Reset over. Gangplank eats the orange, trying to survive, but Jinx just runs down, posts the W. Ahri misses the charm, still has a cast of her ultimate, is able to run away, but Jinx is going to start pushing the wave. Oh my god, this game keeps going back and forth in the late game. Ooh, what a mess. And even if Ahri did get that charm, Jinx did have GA to survive that, but that would have been a nice cooldown to put on cooldown by Ahri, as she could still escape with it. But that is a massive shutdown sitting on the Ahri. It does look like the game will be ending up in the next few minutes here. Let's see how it goes out. Whew. One bad team fight is all it takes at this point.
Yeah, 35 minutes into the game.
I am getting home at 10:30 tonight.
What do you mean you gotta do interviews too?
We'll ask if they want to do that. I believe they're also just as tired. Most of the teams
It's
have,
been a long day. Yeah.
I mean, most of the teams are still in the crowd cheering on right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else is still here.
Yeah, everyone's stayed. Everyone's still here hanging out. We would pan, a camera to the audience, but there's just so many of them, it'd probably lag out the system. Alright, does look like there's some posturing in the jungle. Ahri does pop the Edge of Night shield on the Zed.
Ooh,
does
nice
land the
little
charm.
charm.
That's cute. Vidace to follow up. That is no ults expended to pick up the Zed. Ooh, and then we do see the engage. Jinx is autoing on the Alistar. If Alistar does fall here, she will get excited. She does have GA, but she does have the zone out. Vi does get the ulti because they didn't have these on the Zed earlier. That is GA pop. But Vi does get her sleep off. They can look here, but if Gangplank gets this barrel off on the Jinx, it could be over. But Jinx flashes out. Can she get these resets? Can she? No, she's picked out. That might just be game in favor of Brothers. Ooh, this could be it. That is an ace with wave pushing in. I think that just might be game. I think Brothers just closed it out with that fight. Zed got kind of caught out at the end there, and then Jinx
Looks like it.
no ults expended to get that pick, and Jinx was left with both those ults up. She had GA, but she was just simply grabbed by, all those things on her. She had flash to get out, but it wasn't enough, and that is game closed out. Brothers pulling the game just in the end. What a close last game. Wow. Oh my god, 70k on both teams, 5k advantage to Brothers at the end. What a well-played game. I honestly didn't think Brothers were going to win that, but here they are. And that is our 4th champion of Lakewood League, and the 3rd unique one. Maybe next time we'll get Cole and Pepega. Maybe Brothers will meet one of them in finals.
We can hope, right? We can hope.
This will be exciting. GG's. Hello. I am joined with... which way were you again?
Yeah,
Uzumaki, the top laner.
Yeah, that was the Gangplank.
So how'd that game go for you? It felt like you were kind of, pushed under most of the game, just collecting waves.
Yeah, you know what? It was kind of hard just because I tried to do GP strength, I guess. So all I need to do was scale. So I've been trying to play till 13th, but as you can see, it was kind of a struggle with Zed, Sion kind of just solo me here and there. But once I got my items and 13, it was just
You just, at one point, you've been pushed over by Sion all game, and then suddenly you just walk up and true damage him for all his health, and you're like, all right, I win now.
Yeah, it was clockwork just because I could wave clear a Sion, so that's all I had to do, and it just kind of helped me build up money more. And then at the same time, it killed my team with the R. That's probably the reason why I went GP in the first place. It's on my team, like, anywhere. So
Yeah, definitely. It was interesting this draft. I'm curious what you guys kind of had with your game plan going in. It seemed you had like a lot of pick. I think you wanted to keep the Vi on your team so they couldn't pick it into your Zeri.
yeah,
It was interesting that they didn't prioritize Nautilus earlier with that. But also I like how the bans went because it seemed a lot more of like a very personal bans.
Yeah.
They seemed like they targeted quite a few between you and your mid because they were like, these guys are just really good on these characters, and they're like, well, if we get them out, then we can actually fight them in lane.
yeah.
It didn't seem like a pretty hard fought. It definitely seemed like mid and top were struggling quite a bit, but mid not as much. But then like the bot lane was so back and forth. That early cheese felt like a game over for Jinx, but she pulled it back. It was just such a menace for a while. Do you guys feel like you're gonna win that game up until that last fight?
I think so, yeah. Because up until I scaled and I got like a solo kill on the Scion, that's when it kind of relieved the pressure off the map, so we had more freedom, I would say. And then once I got like my 4th, 5th item, as long as I land 1 barrel, and that's usually not too hard if you just press R on them and land that 1 barrel, because I had like, I think it was like 85, 90% crit, I would say. So it kind of just bursted like most
The
of the
10% chance it doesn't go great.
Yeah, 10% chance doesn't go great, but most of the time, if the crit doesn't pop off, I think it's like 600, 700 damage, because
And it's ignoring armor too, so
Yeah.
it's effectively true damage at that point.
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, other than that, the drafts, was definitely more personal. As long as we got them the off and the Yasuo, and then Orange just like late game, because we've been playing the late game, I guess, scaling in a way. He just kind of upgrades everyone's items, so it's kind of like, and then Orange team fight's just amazing. And I can never do anything with it because I play like carry champs. Tank champs are kind of like hard to go against usually or play with in my playstyle, so that's
Yeah, no,
about
I
it.
get that. You definitely have a playstyle that I personally would not enjoy fighting with that
Yeah.
champ pool. I personally play a pretty juggernaut heavy style, and those skirmishes are always kind of annoying to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see, and I definitely think if you were to point out like an MVP of the second place team,
Yeah.
who would you point out from their team? Who was it kind of stand out to you?
Honestly, I would say it was the jungler at first, but then the mid lanes stepped it up at the end, just because he's been getting those important picks, I would say. And he kind of just knew where to go to like kill like our carries or like separate us in a way. So it kind of put like I would say like a splinter in our team, I would say. Just
Yeah, it
because-
definitely is. After they got rid of that Irelia matchup, like they started to play really well in the mid lane, and it made it a lot more difficult. But that Irelia game, it felt like they just could not perform into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Level 1 was just too much, and they couldn't get like the timers they wanted,
Yeah.
the pressure they wanted, and it was just kind of over by just the Jax and the Irelia just all game. It was just way too much for them to play around skirmishes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, other than that, he played well in terms of mechanics, but I think if we just like played the macro well, I would say.
Yeah, it was playing
And-
really well, but I think that last pick where they got caught out was kind of like that was the
Yeah.
game's end right there. Like that one little mistake gave you guys the opening to end the game right then and there.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that was a game that you guys are still gonna have trouble closing out at that point, and you needed that kind of just misstep from someone.
Yeah, exactly. That the mid jungle play at the end was kind of crazy because I saw Alistar get caught out just like a little bit. I mean, he was fine because he turned his R on. So.
He lives forever.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I just hear, oh, we got it, we got the Zed. I was like, wait, what? And I look over there, I was like, oh shit, like, oh, am I allowed to cuss? I'm sorry, but
You're fine.
Yeah, snaps. But yeah, it was once we saw that play, and then eventually it was a good catch up because I ended up TPing behind them, and then we kind of just,
Yeah, you sandwiched them, and like the Jinx was trying to find somewhere to kite out to, but there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult because like they managed to avoid like your barrel proc on the stasis with the flash, but they like were just pinched in, and since that was picked out without any use of ults too, there wasn't ability to like keep out away from the Vi, away from the Ari.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very unfortunate.
Yeah, I had very bad barrels at the last fight, just because Jinx had a GA and then Lily was running away from it, and then she ended up flashing it, so I don't.
That's very hard to time.
Yeah, I don't think I hit any barrels around that time, but I think we were just going off with a Zed pick, and we're like, oh damn, and then I just couldn't hear anything else after that, and then yeah, that was about it. The rest was kind of.
Yeah, I think the last question I'd be is, are you familiar with the previous victors of this tournament at all?
Say that again.
Is this your first time showing up here, or have you played here before?
I played it before.
With your team's performance, I guess, then I would ask, if you were to now, next tournament, say if Pepega or Colin 3 made a return to the tournament, made sign up sometime or field their players again. Do you think you guys would have a pretty good fighting chance against them with your performance from?
I guess really kind of depends, just because they really play well as a team. So I think if we have that chemistry with it as a team again, and I would say we have a good chance. But it's always fun to play against them, just because mechanically and as a team, like they're really well. Like they just kind of go together like glue, I would say. But
We got it there. Cold and 3 will return. Top lane just hated them this week, so they will make their return. Be ready for them.
yeah, we'll be ready. But other
Maybe
than
you'll
that,
be the ones to meet them in finals.
yeah, it'll be exciting. Just because I know a couple of guys from the Cold 3 team, and it's always fun to go against them. And then the Papega Dogs are obviously, so it'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting to see. Actually, though, like I will have to say kudos to No Ganks Botlane and how much of fight they put in, because I'm pretty sure this is a mostly high school team.
Yeah. I would say so.
I think there's a few alumni on their team, is what I was told, but like it's mostly high school team. So just that performance at that age is just really, really insane to see, and just how much run for money they give all these teams today.
For sure.
I think they had the hardest stomp out of any team today. They were like 24-4 in one game.
Oh dang.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
At least on stream. There may have been some off games that we didn't get to see, but it was hard. I think it was like 23 minutes that game.
Yeah. So. I mean, honestly, I think you always gotta start somewhere, and as long as they just keep coming, like that experience will eventually build up.
Yeah, I think honestly, if they build up, they keep playing, they get the individual practice, and they get the team practice in. Their synergy's pretty good as a team.
Yep.
So like honestly, they could give everyone a run for their money next time.
Definitely agree, but yeah, for sure.
That Scion, honestly, like that was some really good laning for like the Fiora matchup too. Like
Yeah.
they varied that queue very well. Like I felt like you were like, I should just be running this guy over, but they keep just played it just right.
Yeah, no, they played it most definitely right. I could just never do anything against it. So that third game, or the last game that we played, they were thinking like, what about Fiora again? I was like, well, I would, but it's
I'd
hard
love to
do
ego
anything.
it, but like they've proven that they can put up with me. So it's like I'll be a little more humble.
Yeah, because
I saw a lot of respect in how you guys started to approach the game with both teams. I think you guys started like the early games, like you guys definitely ego checked them. Game 2, they ego checked you. Now you both were like, okay, they both are capable of doing something here, and you're like, let's calm it down a little bit. This is what your longest game by far was, the third game.
Yeah, exactly. And that Fiora was definitely not the pick for sure. Just because she could do true damage and whatnot, but he just lived long enough to just run away and then start over again.
Just waste so much time. Yeah.
yeah, that's about it.
I think that's all. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no worries.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
Congratulations winning.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for
Enjoy the
interview.
prize.